Welcome, magical humans, and welcome to 22 Things I Know at 22 that I wished I knew before. So, my name is Lady Elisa Marie, aka Elle. I'm an author and a alignment guide, and when you see this video, I'll be 22. So, congratulate me in the comments, please. It's my birthday. Thank you. So, we're gonna dive right into it. I have all my notes for this video right next to me on my laptop screen. So if I look over there, it's obviously the notes. So obviously I script a video like that, I mean, come on. But first and foremost, if you want to manifest internal and external bliss into your life and all the blessings that you keep praying for, and especially rewrite and leave behind all these old stories that you keep telling yourself, I wrote and published the manifestation guide, which is called The Portal to Your Dream Life. I'll plop it right there on screen for you, from me to you. So if you resonate with anything I talk about in this video, you will want to read that. It's a life changer because that's everything that I used mainly to manifest my dream life. So here's living proof that it works. All right, let's get started. Number one, people are people, no matter the fame or popularity. I learned that when I was 17, 18 years old. I would say, I think I just had turned 18. And it was the most important thing I have learned up until that point in my entire life. Because back then I would idolize people. I would be like, oh my God, I admire you. I would put people on the pedestal, anyone other than me. I would put people on the pedestal based on what they have achieved, what they have published, what they have done in their life already. Starting with friends, going over to teachers and mentors and anyone else. And so when I learned that, I keep talking about this when I talk about the books I write and published. But I was in that writers community with my childhood idol, again, idolizing people. And he would say, why is anyone idolizing anyone? It's just people. It's just people. And at that moment, it just clicked for me, and I was like, wait, what? And then I thought more about it, and I was like, wait, he's right. And so why that was so important for me was because when I freshly turned 18, I had just finished writing my first ever manuscript of a book, ever. First draft, nothing edited, didn't even know that I should maybe edit a book. And so I wanted to reach out for book publishers because obviously I wanted to publish with a publishing house. And I called them after he told me that. And it clicked for me, and I was like, wait a second, people are just people. Why the fuck am I nervous calling a book publisher? It's their job. They work that. They work that. That's what they do for a living. It's just people working a people job. Why am I idolizing them just because they offer something that I need, that I want? Why? And so I called them, and I had the best and most open conversation up until this point in my life, especially in a business context. And I actually managed to talk to the head person of the entire publishing house, and she led me to the person who is the most kind person ever. She got straight back to me with feedback and all of that stuff. Again, I'm rambling about this one story because I love it. So maybe that conversation hasn't led to the outcome that I would have preferred in that moment, but it did lead to the outcome that was best for me, because when she got back to me with the feedback for my book, which was extraordinary to receive already, because most book publishers, or especially big publishing houses, and this one was one of the biggest in Germany at that point, I got that feedback, and she told me exactly what I have to work on to make my book a real good one, instead of I just wrote my first book and you can read it. And so after that, I started studying the hell out of my book and out of writing books in general, which then led to me not only self/indie publishing my first book ever on my own, with the experience I then had, but also writing and publishing the Writer's Guide for Authors based on everything I have learned. So that was an insanely positive, like, domino effect based on that one conversation I had with my childhood idol about not idolizing people. And it has changed my entire perspective of how I approach people, how I talk to people, how open I am towards people. I always used to be a very open person when it comes to like starting conversations and talking to people, but I was still dealing with a lot of social anxiety of like approaching people. I would do it, but I would feel anxious about it. And after that, I would be easily forthcoming when it comes to starting conversations, especially with people more successful than me. And again, that has opened gates for me where I'm talking to multimillionaires and best-selling authors, learning with and from them, where I'm like, I never even imagined I could do that if I didn't feel like I belonged there, you know? And it was all based on that one conversation I had and that one whoa moment that it all clicked. And that's why I keep saying in these videos, and in my one-on-one energy alignment sessions, which I offer, sometimes it's literally only one sentence that makes the entire time and energy you have invested in that moment worth it. Sometimes it is one sentence that is so life-changing that makes you go like, oh my God, yeah, I just invested $1,000 into that. Of course it's worth it. Sometimes it's one sentence. Sometimes it's the entire thing, the entire video that makes you go like, oh my God, I'm getting shivers, like goosebumps, everything. Sometimes it's one sentence that made you go there, right? Number 2, after 10 minutes. Okay, let's get a bit fast-paced, but I think it's still important that I talk a bit more about it. I'm also just realizing I'm still wearing the headphones. It's so unnecessary. It's not like I'm listening to anything. All right, I was just doing an EFT tapping session before that. So anyway, back on topic. Okay, number 2. Saying no only upsets people who don't respect you. Move away from them. I don't think I have to explain that or over-explain that. I think that sentence stays there on its own, right? I'll just repeat it once more because some people in the background still didn't get the message yet. Saying no only upsets people who don't respect you. Move the fuck away from them, all right? Thanks. Number 3. You'll realize who you love is actually going to work out by how they show up with you and for you when life gets tough, in the quiet moments, in the mundane moments, basically when it's getting hard or boring, not when it's just exciting and fun. I see that so many times, especially these days on the internet, where people talk about how they faked like how their ex-partners faked an entire personality or identity or whatever, and then they got scammed and whatever. And I'm just like, well, did you go through hardship together? Did they have to show you their real face, how they deal with struggle? Or was everything just fun and exciting? Because like, I can be fun and exciting too, and I still know that in certain moments when I get triggered or whatever, I can still be quite a bitch. Like, I think it's very healthy to be like, well, you know, not everyone is perfect all the time. And I think that's why people keep saying like, well, take your time, take it slow, whatever. I think there's a very important distinction between you can know a person is for you and you can know it like right from the moment you meet them. And still, just because you know a person is meant for you doesn't mean that it'll like work out in the long term. Like, you still both have to want it long term to make it work. Like, being in a relationship long term, being in a marriage, being engaged, like whatever, you know, anything that is romantic interest, but also friendships, like long term, you have to go through hardship together. You have to go through boring moments together to basically like be forced in a way to really let down your guard, to really let down your masks and everything. And like, don't get me wrong, like everyone is masking in a way outside, you know, like being vulnerable nobody would walk around just being vulnerable all the time. But like, you have to show each other the true you, the unfiltered you. Let's call it the unfiltered you, and still choose to work through it together, and still choose to like forgive and work through hardship together. And it's these moments that make you realize whether a person is really meant for you or not. 12 on the timer, by the way. All right. Number 4. Where there's a wish, there's multiple ways. You just have to find and choose yours. Whenever you feel that nudge of your intuition and you're like, oh my God, I would like to have that. I really want that. Like, something is randomly coming up for you and you're like, it's really pulling you. You know, it's like that deep desire where you're like, oh my God, that's part of my life. Like, I really want to go for that. Like, whatever it is. There's not only one way. There's always multiple, if not like endless ways, you know, that lead to that outcome you want. It's just that the path looks different no matter, depending on what path you step onto. So it full on depends for you, topic of alignment. That's why I do energy alignment sessions to figure out the right path for you. With you, by the way. That's not just a me job, that's a 2 people job, you know? But there's always multiple paths that are open for you and some are closed for you that you can possibly take, that you can either unlock or that are open already. And it's full on you to decide which one is the one that you want. And that's why I don't understand why people keep telling you, like, you can't decide on the how things happen for you. You can't decide on like how manifestations come into your life, because I'm like, girl, I can, because I choose the path. There is the survival identity that tells you you have to go through hardship to learn stuff, to learn lessons. And I'm like, I paid mentors a very good sum of money already in my life, and I keep doing that because it's the easy path, you know? It's easier for me to pay a certain amount of money, to invest that money, to learn from and with them, and to get the lessons, instead of going through life. I don't know whatever the fuck happened in my life for the past 22 years, but like, I kept going through trials of the universe and like being tested and whatever. Like, I kept getting the lessons that I asked for in a certain way delivered through people who treated me like shit, that I then had to like move away from, move on from, move through from, go to therapy because of, only to learn the lessons that I could have also just paid money for to learn in the easy way. Like, what do you all think why I keep writing and publishing guides? Because it's so much fucking easier to read it, to understand it, and then to do it, what you understood that you gotta do, than to let life force that path onto you. Because like, once you decide you want something, let's just take as an example, you want to become a millionaire. Totally valid, right? You want to become a millionaire. Okay, so you have made the decision you are a millionaire right now, right? So based on like affirmations, law of assumption, whatever you use, the universe will start that path for you. It will start opening paths for you. It will present you paths. And then it's on you to decide which path you want to take. Of course, it's in your hands which path you're going on. And if you're still in that survival identity of, oh my God, I have to hustle, I have to go through hardship, I have to experience trauma, blah, 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 that's bullshit. You don't have to go through any hardship to learn something, to learn lessons, to get smarter, to get stronger, to get more beautiful, whatever. That is survival thinking. That is not thriving in life. That is not being fulfilled in life. That is not the true you, okay? That is some bullshit that either your parents, your family, friends, your past has taught you to basically diminish what they did, so you would focus on, oh, it's just a lesson. Yeah, of course, the lesson is learned, but really, did the trauma have to happen for you to learn a lesson? I don't think so. Because I think I was always the same person. I just had to learn to deal with idiots along the way and to get the fuck away from them. That's the only thing I learned. And now my storage is getting low, so give me a second and I'll empty that out, and then we'll be back with the rest of this video, all right? All right, I'm back. I love it when the universe is giving me a nudge of like, cool the fuck down and take a deep breath, you know? Because I was getting quite a bit railed up by that. Because obviously it still triggers me. Like, it still triggers me that like people have the audacity in a negative way. Not like in the free guide I published that's called "Have the Audacity to Live Your Dream Life." But actually, like, people piss me off when they say that like you have to go through hardship to reach your goals or whatever. I'm like, who told you that? What kind of bullshit? Like, it just sounds like someone was trying to, I don't know, regulate in a way, like make it better what they did to you, being like, oh, it's just life, you know, like life just comes with hardship. Yeah, but there's a difference. I talked about this in the first episode of the Divine Answers Guide, actually. Divine Answers Guide? Sounds good, but it's not. In the Divine Answers podcast with Annie, a very dear friend of mine. Love her. She's amazing. Go visit her Instagram page. She's so lovely. Her energy is wonderful. I love talking about my friends. So I talked about that and I was like, there's a difference between hardship and hardship. And there's hardship that's just shit because other people put on you, or because you think you have to hustle or whatever, like basically the negative example we just talked about. And there's hardship that you choose that is hard work, just like writing, editing, designing, and publishing a whole book, and then doing the entire advertisement for it and bringing it to people and whatever. But that's hardship in a different way because it doesn't feel hard, you know? It's hard work, but it doesn't feel as hard as like anything else to me. So know your hardship, you know, choose your hardship, you know? Right. Like, I also think it depends on what's worth for you. What is it worth it for you? Also coming back to like the relationship topic, like, is the relationship worth it to you to stay in it and work through it with your partner? I think that says a lot about whether a partner is meant for you or not. All right. Number 5. Loving yourself is going to be the biggest investment of your life. Not only loving yourself, but also taking care of yourself. I think I talk about this later on. We'll see. I'm not pretty sure like what the 22 things are that I'm gonna talk about, because I literally just brain dumped everything down. But it feels aligned, so let's just keep flowing with it, you know? So loving yourself is gonna be the biggest investment in your life. I would never have met my soulmate, my true friends, my best friend, my business, myself. I would have never been as healthy and strong and happy and soft and beautiful as I am today if I didn't choose at one point that I would do anything it takes to take the best care of myself that I could. I started taking care of my body so much. I became obsessed with it. Like, not in a way of like, I need to be perfect, I need to like fix myself, like, nah. No. All right. So yeah, I started taking care of my body better than ever before. Like, I learned what kind of smells I love. I learned what style I love. I'm still figuring that part out, but like, I think for the most part, I got it. I learned what makeup I love. I learned what works for my skin, to look and especially feel good. I learned what feels good for myself, because I learned the more not the more, sorry, wrong sentence. I learned that no matter how something looks like, even if it looks perfect on paper, sometimes it just doesn't feel right. And if it doesn't feel right, like, who fucking cares about that? You know, like, it has to feel good to be right for me. Right. All right. And basically, bottom of it is like loving myself, taking care of myself, really just focusing on myself is like, for me, the key to everything in life. Like, if you're taking anything from this video, take as good care of yourself as you possibly can. Give yourself every freaking thing. Spoil yourself rotten. And that makes you magnetic. It's like if people notice, or when people notice that you don't need anything from them, they want to automatically give you something. It's just that whole magnetism of, oh my god, she doesn't need me, he doesn't need me, they don't need me. Like that makes them have the choice to want to choose you. It's like you choose yourself makes people automatically want to choose you. Does that make sense for you? Write it in the comments right now. All right, number 6. Affirmations will change how you see yourself in your life, and you don't even have to believe in it to start with. I started affirming such high stuff into my life in 2023. I didn't believe shit. Like, I started at the lowest of low stakes. I was in a very deep, dark space. I talk about that in the gratitude challenge that we do right now. Like, if you're watching this video on the 11th, we're still going. I do that on YouTube, by the way. It's for free. It's for free. You can just join and be grateful. All right? I didn't believe in shit. I started telling myself stuff like, I'm beautiful, I'm worthy, I'm loved, I deserve the best of the best. Mind you, 3 years ago, it's just freaking 3 years ago, but I didn't believe any of that, okay? Like, I thought I was the most unworthy person ever. Again, that was survival identity talking. But that was when it started. That was where I was like, after days, I can't even tell the exact point where it started really clicking for me. I just know that at one point it clicked and I was like, wait a second, yesterday I didn't believe in it yet. And today, like, suddenly I'm like, oh my god, yeah, of course I'm loved. Like, I love myself. I don't need other people to love me. But of course, they love me as well. Like, I am loved, like, I am beautiful. I started then doing EFT tapping mixed with affirmations. Oh my god. I think I talk about EFT tapping at some point, but girl, EFT tapping. EFT tap the shit out of your life. Like, literally. Oh my god. All right. Number 7. Take the chance. Regretting something you haven't done is worse than dealing with the consequences of taking a chance for your dreams. I stand by that. That is one of my biggest values. I would rather deal with the consequences of taking a chance for my dreams to live it, rather than regretting that I haven't done something. Because, like, imagine that fucking crippling feeling of, oh my god, I wished I would have had that experience. I wished I would have taken that chance. It is horrible. I have like one thing in my entire life that I really regret not having done, just because, like, I thought I couldn't. I should have done that. And this whole thing of like, what could be if, this whole thinking of like, where could I be today if I would have taken that chance back then, that is way more weighty, like weight, is that a word? It's way more heavy than any any consequence could be. Take this whole video, by the way, with fucking common sense, okay? It's literally just like going for your dreams, okay, and in the best way for all. And okay, great. Number 8. That works with the whole discernment type of thing. That's why I keep saying only take from it what resonates with you and leave what does not, because only listen to advice from people who are where you want to be or are on the same path as you are. Discernment is everything. Not everything that you see online, not every person you meet, not everyone who's in your life right now, even if you love them dearly, even if they love you dearly, not everyone is on the same path as you. Not everyone is destined to have the same things as you, or the same success as you, or do the same things as you. Nobody else is you, okay? So it's really important to learn that so early in life, or as early as you can in life, because if you start asking other people for like reassurance, or for what's right for you and what's not, you outsource your trust in yourself and your faith in yourself to people who don't even know what they're fully talking about. Because people only can give advice based on their perception, their experience, their perspective, just like I can only give advice based on my experiences and my perspective. The big plus point for why I do the guidance, for example, is because I can move up to meta. I don't mean the meta of like Instagram and that stuff. I mean the meta of like looking from above. I can see like more perspectives than just my own, especially in the energy alignment sessions. But people in general can only tell you what they have experienced already. They can only emphasize with you as deeply as they have felt before, as much as like they have experienced before, as much as their empathy goes. They can only understand you as far as their intelligence goes, okay? So that's the thing. If they aren't on the same path with you, or if they aren't where you want to go, stop asking them for advice. Like, don't even ask, okay? Don't even bother asking. Right, number 9. Hate always comes from below you, never above. I do want to add something to it. Hate always comes from below you, never above, because hate always tries to like pull you down a bit. What I want to add to that is a newer epiphany I had recently. If you hate something, it's kind of the same thing. You don't have to have the intention to pull someone else down, but if you hate someone or something that they did to you, it's mostly because you still care. So hate always comes with care in a certain way. It's just not the care that comes from love. But hate and love are so close together that it's sometimes kind of hard to tell apart. Obviously not in the way that the action comes out, but if someone hates on you, especially on the internet, like I've experienced that before, it's mainly because you are or you embody something that they want to be. And for some reason, they're blocking themselves off of being you, or like being something like you or being like you, or they can't be with you. So that's the hard part. But to understand that hate always comes from below you, never above, makes you work with the hate you're getting in a different way, because you don't take it personally anymore. You're just like, well, that sucks, but also sucks to suck, right? So stay with yourself. All right, we have reached number 10 out of 22, and we're just here for like half an hour or so. All right. If you're grumpy or angry for no reason, eat. If you're still grumpy, drink water. If it lasts even after that, go have a nap. If it's still there, go for a walk or move your body. And if it's still there by then, talk to someone you're close to. You probably need to talk about your feelings or have a good cry. I think that's quite self-explanatory, right? Moving on to number, how am I going to show that now? 11. No answer is an answer. Mixed signals is a no. Everything that isn't 100% clear yes is a no, from others and from you. This isn't just about consent, it's also about consent. Everything that isn't 100% a clear, enthusiastic yes is a no. But it's also about whether you should do something, whether another person should do something, whether you should go for something, whether a person is interested in you, especially starting with a whole mixed signals bullshit. Like if someone keeps like pushing and pulling, like go away, it's a no. They don't want you, okay? Someone here in this video needs to hear this. If they can't tell you what they feel towards you, that they want to be with you or that they don't want to be with you, they just don't want to. They don't want to. And yeah, of course, you could say, oh, maybe they're shy, maybe they're anxious, like maybe I'm too good for them. Yeah, girl, you are, okay? Like, girl as in gender neutral in this point, like, okay, like, girls do that as well sometimes. Sucks, but some people are like that. And please just because you can explain something, just because you can understand the reasons, doesn't validate it, okay? Like, only clear signals are good signals, and we don't settle for anything less, okay? Like, my partner told me legit the same day that we ever talked for the first time, like in person on a call, what his intentions are with me, okay? Like, I knew up front. I also said that I'm in it for marriage. So if he wasn't interested in getting married at some point, I would have been out of there. I said that up front. The first time texting, not talking, but texting. We got together a week after talking for the first time, okay? So just saying, when it's clear, it's clear. We didn't do any of the mixed signals bullshit, okay? So don't fucking settle for less. All right, number 12, clean up your space. When they say that a clean space equals a clear mind, they're right. If you feel yourself overwhelmed or overthinking or whatever, clean up. Clean anything. Clean your clothes. There's probably some laundry somewhere in your room. There's maybe some plates in your room. There's maybe some anything. Clean, okay? Clean your room, clean your flat, clean the house, clean the entire castle. I don't care. Clean something. And if you can't clean anything in your house because it's clean, clean yourself. This does not go for the, the OCD girlies. And guys, this advice does not go for you, okay? I think that's common sense, but maybe I should add that. That does not go for you. All right. Number 13. If you find yourself struggling to believe in yourself, sit down and write down all the times you've struggled before and you've overcome it and found a solution for it. I think that's also self-explanatory. I just remember one time when I was like 10, 11 maybe, my mom would give me an entire folder, like a fat-ass folder that was empty. And she was like, every single time that you achieve anything, like any like newspaper articles I was in, or like any, I don't know, anything I could put in there, you know, like any success I've had or any struggle I've overcome or whatever, I was supposed to put in there. So I had physical evidence of my competence. And girl, I'm telling you, that was fucking gold. I still have a similar thing to that. Like, I don't have the physical folder anymore. I have it in my phone now, but I still collect any type of success ever made for myself. So in times of struggle, I can look at it and I'm like, oh my God, yeah, I did that. Oh my God, yeah, I am that girl. I am that good, you know? Like, that's how it works here. So it does work. It's really, really motivating, and like it reminds you of your competence. All right, where are we now? Give me a second. Number 14. Healing your nervous system saves your life. I do not say that lightly. Healing your nervous system saves your life. Go Google how to heal your nervous system. There's a bazillion videos on that on YouTube, on TikTok. Like, again, everything with discernment, like, I don't know, go to therapy, like, talk to someone professional about it, you know? But, like, especially if you've been through a lot of trauma or you struggle with, like, PTSD or CPTSD or whatever, and you just feel like your nervous system isn't doing what it's supposed to do, especially now with the trend, which I think is super important to talk about, like, don't get it wrong, but it's still a trend to talk about it right now, of, like, talking about how trauma causes autoimmune illness. And I'm like, well, sorry to say, but I said that, like, a year ago already when I published the Portal to Your Dreamlife guide, because I also talk about that type of stuff and that correspondence, that correlation, sorry, not correspondence, that correlation from trauma and like generational trauma, especially to autoimmune diseases, and how the energy keeps getting stuck in your system, and how that is how like most very bad diseases happen from my point of view. So heal your nervous system, okay? Like, do yourself the favor and save your life. All right. Number 15. Sometimes you don't need to know the reason for why you want to leave a person other than you feel better without them. That's enough of a reason. That was the whole start of why I quit contact to the family I stem from. Because the first lockdown of COVID, we all remember that time, it's 6 years ago now. I was home alone. I wasn't allowed to meet them. I wasn't allowed to visit them. And suddenly I was like, oh my God, something has shifted. I suddenly feel better. And at first I thought it was just high school, because guess what? I didn't like it there either, for very good reasons and for very many reasons. But then suddenly I realized it was those people, and not only them, it was also the friends I surrounded myself with at that time. So I started quitting contact to them, and I realized that I could breathe again, and I felt really good for the first time in my life and for the first time in a very long time. And yeah, sometimes you just kind of gotta like peel away from the people, you know. Sometimes it takes a while, but yeah, like I couldn't, even when I quit contact to them, the first question I would get from these people, like aside from them being manipulative as fuck, so like I didn't have a conversation with them about it. But the first question I would get was like, why? Like looking back at them, I could laugh about that because it's kind of a joke because all of them knew what they did to me the entire time. But the first question I got was why, and back then, like I was 17, again, 17, 18-ish. I couldn't explain it. I didn't know why. The only reason was that I felt better without them. And I've heard it from several people since then afterwards who were on the same path as me or like a similar path as me. They were like, well, suddenly the contact was just gone because either they wouldn't message them anymore or like it would just grow apart and they would have less contact. They wouldn't meet in person anymore, whatever. And they just felt better. And I was like, yeah, well, maybe that's just it, you know, like maybe that's just the whole reason. Maybe that's just enough, you know, if they don't add spark and love into your life, maybe that's just enough of a reason to leave, you know. All right, number 16. You don't need to ask for permission to go for your dreams, just do it. Self-explanatory, right? You don't need to ask for permission to go for your dreams, just do it. Simple as that. Number 17. I get confused with my fingers right now. If it feels like mobbing or manipulation, it most likely is that. I actually learned that in high school because we had a couple kids, including myself, I just didn't know it at that time, who were who were experiencing like isolation from the class or mobbing from the class or mistreatment by other people in the class or teachers and that type of stuff. And what I learned is when one person feels like that is happening, it is actually happening because feelings are freaking valid, okay? So I think it's as easy as that. And the thing with manipulation is I know so many people, including myself, who used to ask myself all the time, like, is it really that? Is it really gaslighting? Is it really manipulation? Is it really XYZ? And at one point I realized I'm asking that myself so often, maybe it's just because it is that. Because guess what? I never, ever, ever asked myself if it's manipulation when it wasn't. I never, like, I have so many people now in my life who I never even had, like, the slightest nudge of maybe, you know, maybe. No, never. Like, again, when it's clear, it's clear. When you know it's not that, it's not that. You wouldn't even ask that. You wouldn't even fucking consider it, okay? All right, number 18. The only thing you can control is yourself, so focus on that. Everybody else is out of your control, but you're in control of yourself. I think that's such an important thing to really realize. Also goes hand in hand with the thing of love yourself, and like loving yourself is the biggest invest of your life. You I learned that in biology class in high school, and I didn't get it, and it stuck with me for years until my consciousness and my brain fully developed in a way that I could understand what my teacher really talked about, because she was like, you only own what you can protect. And I was like, yeah, but I own my phone, like it's mine, like I can protect it, you know, like if someone stole it, like I could kick ass. I was 10 at that time or something, like I don't know, make it 12 or so. And then she was like, my teacher was like, well, yeah, but in that moment where the person is stealing your phone, until you get it back, it isn't yours anymore because they could just take it. And I didn't understand at that time because I was like, yeah, but like I could fight, I could get it back. But at one point, like I think like make it 6 years, probably longer, honestly. Make it a lot of years later. Suddenly I understood that nothing outside of me is truly mine. And quite honestly, I think that might shake some worlds. So again, take it with a grain of salt, whatever, like use your discernment. But to me, owning something goes as far as the only thing I truly own is my soul. Because again, like I don't want to go too deep into like all these like topics of abuse and whatever, but like the only thing that I could really ever protect in any and every situation is my soul. As hard as that sounds, like, but everything else in this life is just borrowed. Like it's not yours, it's not mine, it's not ours. It's just borrowed. And I think in a way it's freeing. In a way it's very freeing. I spoke about that. It's such a phenomenon of that like experience that I've had also in 2023. I spoke about that in the first podcast episode as well, because I had decided to let go of anything physical that I owned, like everything. I didn't own shit anymore at one point in my life. And that was honestly fully on free will, even though the universe did play a part in that in the end. But I wanted to find out who I was if I didn't own anything that I would identify myself with, like in the physical sense, you know? And it was crazy. It was so fucking crazy, that experience. But really realizing that I am still someone, like I'm still me, even if I don't own anything around me that I would identify with. So it doesn't matter how much physicality I have, how I look like, how my body looks like, because a body changes, over the course of your years, but also your life. Your body changes so much. Like you never look the same. Like even from one day to another, you don't look the same. And that's normal. Like we all change, and we should all embrace change so much more. And I think this toxic and almost like intoxicating attachment to things, to physical things, to let go of that and to release that, and find like a balance of, right now I have these things, but even if I suddenly didn't have them anymore, I would still be fine because I'm still myself, I'm still me. I think that was a very hard part for me to learn, but a very important thing for me to learn. Because in the end, it's like, how do I explain this right now? I feel like we all grew up in such an unhealthy attachment to things, to people, to change, to loss, because we never really talk about loss. We never really address loss and what it does to a person. But on the other hand, we don't really address the attachment that it causes either, that we're so afraid of losing anything that we keep getting attached to things in such a way that we're like, oh my God, I need this. I need to hold on to this, or else like my life would be over. No, it's not. It's not. It would be different then. It would change, yeah, of course. But it's not over, like it's not over until it's over. But yeah, that's one thing that I learned. Again, I would not recommend that to anyone who isn't 100% like committed to that path. For me, it made sense to go on that path to rediscover myself, and I realized along the way of like releasing all these things, like physical things that I had owned at that point, that almost everything I owned, which I can't remember all of it, by the way, like some of the things I just never used, like someone just had gifted to me and I was like, never used it. But almost all of the things I owned, except for a couple of the newer things that I bought for myself, by the way, were just gifts from said people I had just cut out of my life. And I was still identifying with the old version of myself that was attached to these things, because in my mind I thought, well, that's me. But guess what? It's not. Like, your phone isn't you, your laptop isn't you, like, your clothes aren't you. They might define you, they might be a way of expressing yourself, just like my background expresses me, like my microphone expresses me. It's all part of the outside expression of what's already inside. But then again, the outside has to match the inside, right? I think that's what I was trying to talk about. Okay, number 20. The opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. Yeah, I was starting to talk about that earlier already. That love always comes with care and like matter, like you matter to someone, or what you have, what you do, whatever. It triggers something in them that they want to have. Like, same thing with jealousy. By the way, fun fact about me, I have never felt the feeling of jealousy. I am incapable of feeling that. I can understand, like I can empathize with people feeling jealous of other people, but I myself have never experienced that like icky feeling of jealousy, because for me, I get it as a signal. It's more like it's I don't receive jealousy as a feeling. I get it as a signal in my body. 33 on the timer. I get it as a signal in my body that that is something that I want, but it's a clear signal to me. It's not a feeling that I feel. Just a fun fact. Now you know one more thing about me. Um, right. But what I learned is hate always comes with a certain amount of care, no matter if you hate, like, let's say you just quit contact to someone out of your life and you're like, oh, I hate them, I hate what they've done to me. Like, you put so much more energy onto them even though they're already gone. The opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. It's when you stop talking about them. Like, of course you can still talk about the trauma, you can still process it. It's not about shutting it down in any way. Like, no, it is just about, this person doesn't make a difference in my life. This person doesn't change anything for me. This person doesn't form me. What else? It's like, it doesn't matter what they do on their side. Confirmation beep and 444 on the timer. It doesn't matter what they do, because it can't touch you. It doesn't change the narrative for you. It doesn't change you. So that was a hard pill to swallow for me, honestly, because I myself used to hate a lot and feel a lot of rage towards people who have wronged me in my life, until I realized that, who am I doing this for? Right, let's move on. Number 21. The body keeps the score. Move it, especially those hips, especially if you're sad or feeling depressed more often. It might be stuck trauma or emotions. Also correlates to the autoimmune disease from trauma, because it has to do with your chakras, with your energy flow, with your chi in your body. Like, Tai Chi is really a thing. It really works really well. It's really good to shake up that energy. And especially if you're like twerking or like moving, like move your shoulders, especially in your chest area, especially as a woman. Like, your chest area and your hips is mainly where trauma gets stuck. But again, it full on depends what kind of trauma you've been through. But moving your body, working out, running, stomping, like whatever, like everything that moves your body is basically mainly a good way to move it out, and to signal to your body somatically that, hey, it's over. Like, we're not stuck there. Especially if you talk about trauma, by the way. Like, I've had that so many times where I would talk about something, and for example, my therapist would be like, just stand up right now and like walk around. So you don't get stuck in your own story, in your own head over like what happened, because it signals your body, hey, we're here right now, we're present, okay? So it's really important, especially if you're like dissociating or something. Just get yourself up and move around in your room, even if you walk like in circles all the time. It's okay. Just change the direction every once in a while. All right. Number 22. And oh my God, that's the last one. It's so crazy to think that I'm going to be 22. Like right now it's 10 days. Like I'm filming this on the 1st July. But it's 10 days until I'm 22, which is insane. Also 22 is like the number of alignment, which is crazy because this year has been full on under the topic of alignment for me, and like realign with myself, realign with XYZ, what I want to do. Like I have done and finished and published so many projects already that I wanted to do for years. I just yesterday realized, we're gonna get to the 22nd topic, by the way, in a second, but I just yesterday realized that I have manifested literally every single fucking thing from my vision board from 2021. So 5 years ago, that was the first ever vision board I have done. I've manifested every single thing. I'm telling you, every single thing in detail, I have manifested that. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, that is why I keep talking about everything that I do. That is why I still call myself a guide. That is why I do one-on-one sessions, because I've done that for myself and I can do it for other people as well. So that's the proof you need, right? All right, number 22. Enjoy your life to the fullest. And I think that's the most important part, because the happier you are, the easier your life will feel, the easier you make money, the easier you'll find love, the more attractive you get, etc. Happiness is one of the most attractive things a person can have. So please enjoy your life and do as many things you love every single day and night. Again, confirmation beep. Like, I don't even get upset about these things anymore. They used to annoy the shit out of me, and now I'm just like, confirmation. Everything's confirmation. But yeah, like, do as much as you love every single day. It's gonna make your life so much easier, especially the people who keep feeling stuck in life or being like feeling depressed or like they can't reach their goals or whatever. You just don't enjoy your day-to-day life enough. Like, really, you need to enjoy, and that's the thing that that is the thing that people mean when they say you gotta enjoy the process. When you enjoy your day-to-day mundane 24/7 life so much that you stop thinking about that goal, that is when you reached your goal. That is the goal, because in the end, the goal is how you feel in your life. The goal is how the goal makes you feel. No, that was a loud confirmation beep. Let's wait for a second. Because in the end, the goal is to live a life of fulfillment, of abundance, of love, of joy, like to be your true self, you know? And the easiest way to get into ease is to do things you enjoy, okay? So find one thing for yourself right now. If you watched till this moment, by the way, comment something. Comment, like, what can you comment? Comment joyful life party, because I want to see you all and me enjoy your lives to the fullest, okay? So comment right now, joyful life party, and I like the comment. Like, I like the comments anyway if I like them, but you know. All right. Just so I know who's the real deal, who's really into learning and shifting your life into the favorite way and into the best way and into the highest and favorite and bestest timeline ever. So yeah, who's on the path with me, you know? Like, I gotta find the people with this channel, and that's where I sent my intention out. Who's with me on the path of creating our favorite lives, all right? Because I might be a bit further ahead when it comes to some things, okay? That's the things that I teach you. But keep in mind, I'm still a human being. I'm still on that path, okay? Like, I'm still overcoming hurdles. I'm still overcoming trauma. I'm still overcoming XYZ, okay? Like, we might not be on the same, like, at the same point on this path, but if our paths have crossed at that point, maybe we're meant to like walk alongside of it. For example, with the energy alignment session, I also do Dreamlife alignment sessions where I guide you for half a year, so we could share that path for a while, and it makes everything easier, more fun, more joyful, more lovey-dovey, and that sounds so cringe. But, well, that's it. In the end, that's it. Like, it makes it easier, you know? But I think I also explained everything I had to say in this video. So thank you so much for watching this. On to many, many new good years in this life, on this channel, with everything I publish. Like, I'm so grateful for everything I do. I'm so grateful for the opportunities that find me. And it's like, it's crazy to me. I could cry. I'm trying not to cry on camera right now, but like, sometimes the gratitude just washes over me, and then I'm like, yeah, I really made it. Like, if teenager me or like child me would see me, she'd be all over. Like, she'd be head over heels for me. She'd be like, oh my god, she's so cool. Who's that? It's me, girl. I did it. I made it. Yeah. So I'll see you all in the next video, or hearing from you in the comments, like how great the portal to your dream life guide is once you read it, and how much it has changed your life. Or if you visit me in the energy alignment sessions, which you should, actually you should, let me know in the comments how it was, okay? Let the others know how much you benefited from it, all right? So, much love to you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for spending this day with me and the time with me, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.